these to make a pointer. I can like cut up a plate, or like a chair. So tonight I watched Cats, and the one with it had Taylor Swift in it, and it had Rubble Wilson in it, and it had Buster Jones in it, and it had Idris Elba in it. Cats is based on the musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and it tells the story of Jellicle Cats. And Jellicle Cats, honestly, I don't know what a Jellicle Cat is. I've watched this musical so many times. I watched the old school musical, and I watched the new school musical. I watched the new school musical tonight. I watched the old school musical when I was a kid. I don't know what a Jellicle Cat is. I think I don't know. But it's a special cat because there's this one cat that gets dropped off in a sack. And she's not Jellicle. Oh, if you're a Jellicle Cat, you've got like a weird name. Like Rum Tum Tugger, or Mungo Jerry, or Rumple Teaser, or Buster Jones, or Asparagus. So I think it's all about names, because apparently Jellicle Cats have 3 names. They have the names that people give them, and then they have a second name that is something else, and then they have a third name, and the third name is the Jellicle name. What's the worst Jellicle name? I think it's whatever Rubble Wilson was. I think she had the worst one. Or the Taylor Swift one was like Bumble Tar. So the Jellicle Cats all get together once a year for the Jellicle Ball. It's kind of like prom for Jellicle Cats, except somebody gets to die. And they get to go to heaven, which in Jellicle Cat language is the heavy side layer. And I always thought when I watched the musical as a young person that the heavy side layer was a metaphor. But in the movie, this got in a hot air balloon. A cat got in a hot air balloon and flew into the sky. I thought it was a metaphor and then she was reborn, but in the movie, that died. Like, there's no way around it. Jennifer Hudson died in this movie as a cat, which is pretty cool. There's a bunch of cats. So the first cat is Rubble Wilson. And Rubble Wilson is a cat that that trains like cockroaches and mice. The mice are like a big band, and so they're playing horns, and then the cockroaches are like a marching band, and then the cats all get together and they all gather up and eat the cockroaches. Not all of the cockroaches, they just eat some of the cockroaches, which has to be like traumatic for the survivors, because their friends got ate by cats. And the whole premise of the movie is that all these cats hang out and they sing and they do little songs and dances, and then because they're trying to be the one that goes to the heavy side layer. So Rubble Wilson's cat, I think it was called January. That's not right. But January Jones. Rubble Wilson's cat was called January Jones. And January Jones made the case to be the cat to go to heaven because she trains mice to play trumpets and she trains cockroaches to march in lines so she can eat them. That is not a good case for January Jones. Then the next cat to make his case is Buster Jones. Are they related? I don't think so. His whole case for why he deserves to go to the heavy side layer is because he eats a lot of food, and they dump over a trash can and they eat chicken wings. But McCavity shows up, and McCavity straight up kidnaps people with teleportation. What is that? He's a cat. He's a cat. Cats is legitimately the most musical Star Wars shit I've ever seen. And then so he does that to Rubble Wilson, and he does that to Cordon Bleu. I'm sorry, his name is not Cordon Bleu, his name is James Corden. But anyway, they get kidnapped and they get like locked on this ship with some old bitch. I don't even know his name, Lockjaw or something. Growl Tiger. Growl Tiger. These two get locked up on this boat Why? I don't know. With Growl Tiger. And so McCavity is off doing the shenanigans. So now the next cat, I don't know all the cats. I want to say that up front. Oh, there's this one white cat who's like, oh, I talked about her. She's the one that got dropped off in a sack, like a pillowcase. She's the good cat. So anyway, so she's the good guy, and she falls in love with magical Mr. Mistopheles. What? Her name is Victoria? That is the basic bitch's name I've ever seen. The reason that she's called Victoria is because she doesn't have her Jellicle name yet. Because she's not a Jellicle cat, because she just got dropped off in a sack. And so then there's a big dance. And then old Deuteronomy shows up. Old Deuteronomy is a guy in the original. But then in this one, it's Dame Judi Dench. And then Dame Judi Dench comes up. I can't say her name. Dame Judi Dench. But for real though. Dame Judi Dench. Dame Judi Dench. I need a minute. So Dame Judi Dench is old Deuteronomy, which is like Jesus, right, for cats. And she shows up, and she's the one that gets to choose who goes to Jellicle Town. Oh, I forgot about the most important part of the movie, and that's Jennifer Hudson, who plays Grisabella, the glamour cat who used to be super hot, banging everybody, and now she's old and beat up. Memories all alone in the moonlight. Victoria finds Grisabella, and she's like, hey Grisabella, you sing really pretty, and obviously you are old and you've had a hard life, so come on into the Jellicle Ball and sing for old Deuteronomy, Dame Judi Dench, and then I feel like maybe you'll be able to take a hot air balloon ride to heaven. But McCavity shows up, and he's like, you're gonna send me to the heaviside layer, Dame Judi Dench. And she's like, I don't think so, McCavity. And then McCavity kidnaps her. And then magical Mr. Mistopheles brings Dame Judi Dench back. And then Dame Judi Dench hears Jennifer Hudson sing that memory song. And she's like, you're the one. You're the one that's going to the heaviside layer. And then Jennifer Dench says, she sings, she's like, what, me? And then they're like, yeah, you get in a basket. And then Jennifer Hudson gets in a basket, and magical Mr. Mistopheles is like, and he lights all the candles, and then they send her off, and then they sing the most boring song in the whole musical. And so what I would give Cats in the Plodaholics rating system, I mean, how many shots have I had right now? 5. and I gotta be honest, I enjoyed the shit out of it. I loved Cats. I loved Cats. Just watch it for yourself. It's a great time, but you should be drunk. I give it a 5 shot. I give it a 4 shot rating. It's got Ian McKellen in it. Is that his name? It's got Sir Ian McKellen in it. He plays Asparagus / Gus the theater cat. And he is such a sad sack of shit. And he just is like, I used to be young, and I used to do theater, and I used to do all these songs. And everybody's like, oh, okay, Gus. They try to send him off to the heaviside layer just to get him the f*** out of here, because it's boring as shit to listen to. But I'm glad that they sent Jennifer Hudson, because she was like sad the whole time. But Dame Judi Dench, she made the right call, I think. I think she made the right call. So 4 shots, Plodaholics, Cats. Because Jellicles do, and Jellicles can, and Jellicles can, and Jellicles do, and Jellicles do, and Jellicles can, and Jellicles can.